I got into this because I collect this stuff. So this business basically has always supported that insane hobby of collecting. I collect a lot more than I actually sell. It's not a good business. I'm not a good businessman, really, but I lucked out and I know enough to survive. So I must be doing something right if you're here for 40 years. I had no business experience. I taught kids, 8-year-olds, for 11 years in Pennsylvania. And I came out here in '79, opened up the store with my partner, bought him out in '81. And it's just you sink or swim, I guess. But it's a very unique business, and if you love what you're doing and you have a knowledge of what you're doing, which helps, you'll succeed pretty much, I think, for the most part. I have for 40 years plus now. I'm really crazy. I take home all this stuff and try to maintain a really representative collection of horror, fantasy, science fiction film material from 1912, that I think is my earliest piece in my collection, right up to the latest poster and film release. That was the most famous kids show in the 1950s, the Howdy Doody show. Howdy Doody was a puppet. That was Buffalo Bob Smith. That was Clarabelle the Clown. Clarabelle the Clown was played by Bob Keesham, who later became Captain Kangaroo, which you've at least heard of, I think. And because of where I am, I'm off the street, you have to sort of try and find me. So you get tourists, and a lot of the tourists, I'd say 40% of the tourists are from all across the world. I mean, gosh, Iran, Iraq, Japan, any country you could name, virtually. I sometimes ask because I just like to know where people are coming from and what it's like there, and it's fun. I like being in Hollywood, and I like people coming in here from all over the world, a lot of foreign shoppers and so forth. And no, I think Hollywood has its ups and downs, but it's still Hollywood, and there's some wonderful things about it. I did do a book back in 1992. I did this book on my collection, which is available in my store. You can find it online. It had a good print run, and we were lucky, my partners and I, who edited it, to get Stephen King to write the major introduction to it. The uniqueness about the book is the most famous horror fiction writers in the world introducing chapters having to do with the posters that were done in those decades. So Robert Bloch, who wrote Psycho, who grew up in the 20s, writes about horror movies in the 20s. Ray Bradbury, the same for the 1930s, and so on. And so it's still a very unique book. In fact, the image that you're looking at on the cover is a one-of-a-kind poster that I know of called It's from Murders in the Rue Morgue, a 1932 film with Bela Lugosi. And you may have seen the image. Everywhere you've seen this image has been copied from the image in my book, because it's the only known poster in existence on that title of that artwork. If you can find your way in life to somehow work for yourself and make what you love work for you, I think that's the American dream. After 40 years, I'm semi-retired. So I'm only here Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays, those 3 days only, from 1:30 to 5. So I look forward to seeing anybody that wants to drop by.